Hi everybody, it's Fawn coming to you from Napa Acupuncture Practice. I just wanted to let you know that I am happy to be with you all. We're trying to go on Instagram and Facebook today for the first time. So I think that we are all joined together now on both Facebook and Instagram. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions live. Or you can also send us a text message or an email. Or you can just leave a comment on one of the videos. So the thing I want to do today is something called emotional freedom technique. It's also known as tapping. I've given a couple of presentations on this at the library as well because it's something that I find to be so helpful. I've been using it for years. I actually learned about tapping when I was working in school, and I had really bad test anxiety, and I had to come up with a way to be able to overcome my test anxiety in order to pass the licensing exam. So I used tapping. I remember specifically because my husband thought I was hitting myself at night before I went to bed, so it does look kind of funny, so you might want to do it at home by yourself, because if you do it while you're like walking the dog down the street and you're tapping on all these different points, then not such a good idea. So it's called emotional freedom technique. And one of the people that I like is named Brad Yates. He did a video, I think a week or two ago, called Chillax, and that was a really good video. I really enjoyed it. So today I just want to go through a little bit. I came up with a few topics from different patients that I've been talking to, things that they're going through, and so we'll just do a couple of rounds of tapping together. And then if you come up with anything else you want me to address, I'm happy to do that in the future. So the one thing is, you know, we're all practicing hand sanitizing, and you're going to touch your face. So, my trusty hand sanitizer. And do it along with me. So I'm going to start, and then my in-person assistant, Andrea, will tap along with me, and she'll repeat after me so that you guys will be doing it at the same time Andrea's doing it. But I'll do a round, and then you tap after me. Does that make sense? I hope so. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the points first. So we call it the karate chop point. So I like to use my hand like this and then just tap like this, but you could actually karate chop together if you wanted. This is called small intestine 3, and it's the command. It's a really good point for neck pain. So that's a one you can push on if you're having neck pain, but just by tapping on like this with acupressure, it'll be really good. And then the top of the head, just very top center of your head, is do 20. It's the crossing of 100 channels. It's really good for mental clarity, for anxiety, for waking you up, for giving you energy. And then the between your eyebrows, which is called yin ta. Supposedly this point produces more endorphins than exercise. It's also really good for draining the sinuses and opening the face area and relaxing, calming your spirit. The side of the eyebrow, Sanjiao 17, which is also really good for, it's not Sanjiao 17, Sanjiao 21. The side of the eyebrow is good for relaxing your body as well. And then beneath the eyes is the next point, and then beneath the nose, and then on your chin, which is a resuscitation point. And then here on your collarbone, it should be tender. You can do the center of your chest or a little bit to the side of your chest. You can tap with your left hand, you can tap with your right hand, you can tap with both. I like to just do one at a time. And then about 4 inches down beneath your armpit is the last point. Okay, does anybody have any questions before we start? I don't see any questions. So let's start. Here we go. Even though I'm feeling anxious, I completely love and accept myself.
I completely love and accept myself.
Even though I'm just so confused and feel so much fear,
Even though I'm just so confused and feel so much fear,
I completely love and accept myself.
I completely love and accept myself.
All this fear,
All this fear,
all this unknown,
all this unknown,
there's so many things going on.
there's so many things going on.
It's so overwhelming.
It's so overwhelming.
I don't have any control.
I don't have any control.
Am I doing the right thing?
Am I doing the right thing?
There's so many decisions.
There's so many decisions.
I've lost all my routine.
I've lost all of my routine.
I feel so alone.
I feel so alone.
I don't have all my usual activities.
I don't have all my usual activities.
I'm missing my friends.
I'm missing my friends.
I'm missing my work.
I'm missing my work.
I'm missing the things I love to do.
I'm missing the things I love to do.
I miss seeing the people I interact with every day.
I miss seeing the people I interact with every day.
I'm feeling anxious.
I'm feeling anxious.
I have tension in my neck and shoulders.
I have tension in my neck and shoulders.
I feel heaviness in my chest.
I feel heaviness in my chest.
My stomach isn't happy.
My stomach isn't happy.
My eating habits have changed.
My eating habits have changed.
Sometimes I'm just not hungry.
Sometimes I'm just not hungry.
Other times I'm eating way too much.
Other times I'm eating way too much.
I just feel stuck.
I just feel stuck.
I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do.
I don't like feeling this way.
I don't like feeling this way.
I don't want to feel out of control.
I don't want to feel out of control.
It's hard to stay focused.
It's hard to stay focused.
It's hard to get started.
It's hard to get started.
It's hard to get stuff done.
It's hard to get stuff done.
And I'm not used to this.
And I'm not used to this.
There's so many changes.
There's so many changes.
And it makes it hard for me to sleep.
And it makes it hard for me to sleep.
And every day something's different.
And every day something's different.
So much information.
So much information.
People keep changing their minds.
People keep changing their minds.
And I'm just not in control.
And I'm just not in control.
What'll I do?
What'll I do?
I feel so powerless.
I feel so powerless.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
I don't know what I should do.
I don't know what I should do.
Okay, so now we're going to take a nice deep breath. And out. And then one more breath. And out. So before we started, ideally, you would have thought of what you would rate your symptom at, 0 to 10. 10 being the most upset, most anxious, and 0 being like no symptoms, no problems. And I would have said I was at like a 7 before we started. And so now that we've done a round, I would say I'm at like, I think probably a 4. So that's like 30% improvement, maybe more than 40%. Not okay. So then if you want to do a couple more rounds, you can on different topics, like if you want to go into more of the anxiety or more of the decision making or more of the unknown, any of those kinds of things you can, and just do a few more rounds. Use the same points I have. You can find a video of somebody else who's doing tapping as well. And then we do what's called the flip. And this is my favorite part. This is when you get to instill the positive beliefs and to turn it around to make your body realize the things that you can do as opposed to feeling the emotions. The thing I really like about tapping is it prevents you from leaving your body. So it forces you to stay in your body and feel the emotions because you're tapping on the acupuncture points that are giving you those benefits. You're also having to say something at the same time. So it's really hard to dissociate and leave your body when all this is happening because there's so many different things forcing you to stay together. So this is my favorite part, which is called the flip. So here we go. Even though I have so many mixed emotions,
Even though I have so many mixed emotions,
I completely love and accept myself.
I completely love and accept myself.
Even though I'm having such a hard time,
Even though I'm having such a hard time,
I completely love and accept myself.
I completely love and accept myself.
All these feelings,
All these feelings,
all this confusion,
all this confusion,
so much going on.
so much going on.
How can anybody take it?
How can anybody take it?
What can I do?
What can I do?
There's so little.
There's so little.
Or is there?
Or is there?
I can choose how I feel.
I can choose how I feel.
I can choose what I focus on.
I can choose what I focus on.
I can choose who I'm around.
I can choose who I'm around.
I can choose what I pay attention to.
I can choose what I pay attention to.
I can turn off the news.
I can turn off the news.
I can stop reading articles online.
I can stop reading articles online.
I can choose to focus on things that are positive.
I can choose to focus on things that are positive.
I can go for a walk.
I can go for a walk.
I can see the spring flowers that are blooming.
I can see the spring flowers that are blooming.
I can take this time to enjoy nature.
I can take this time to enjoy nature.
Even if you're 6 feet apart from others.
Even if you're 6 feet apart from others.
And take this time to renew.
And take this time to renew.
There are things I can control.
There are things I can control.
And those can give me comfort.
And those can give me comfort.
I can take this time to enjoy.
I can take this time to enjoy
talking with friends and family.
Talking with friends and family.
Calling somebody I haven't talked to in a long time.
Calling somebody I haven't talked to in a long time.
It's really nice to connect with people.
It's really nice to connect with people.
This is forcing us to have a break.
This is forcing us to have a break.
To see things in a different perspective.
To see things in a different perspective.
It isn't always easy.
It isn't always easy.
But there are things we can do.
But there are things we can do.
And they help us to feel better.
And they help us to feel better.
We can take better care of our bodies.
We can take better care of our bodies.
Because we don't always have time for that.
Because we don't always have times for that.
Okay, so take another deep breath. And so go ahead and check in and use that same 0 to 10 scale and tell yourself, how you're feeling. 0 being you're feeling great, doing fine, 10 being the worst, not doing good at all, and see how you rate. I said I started at a 7 and then I got to a 4. Now I'd say I'm like at a 2. And this is something I've been using at home when I start to feel overwhelmed or stressed or anxious or anything like that. I'll either do a round by myself. Sometimes I have a friend that I tap with who's in the Midwest, or you can tap with a family member. I like the videos because sometimes it's hard to know where to tap at the right time. Or you can just do some tapping on your own. I know sometimes I tell people to just tap on your collarbone. And sometimes you just say, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And it helps to ground you and bring you into the present and to reduce your stress. So that's today's topic, emotional freedom technique and giving yourself some coping resources to deal with all the stress that we're going through. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let us know. And I look forward to bringing you another video here from Napa Acupuncture Practice. Thanks.